Hey, whippersnappers, it's Tortimer the Grey. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Pokemon Black 2 Rotten Egglocke Pokeath'locke Season 5. Today, we are picking up more or less where we left off last episode. You guys will see that a couple things have changed over on the sidebar there. I have added Moreau back to the team. You guys will remember Moreau from earlier on in this season. We had our little Vullaby, and I was kind of looking forward to the upcoming Elite Four battles and things like that. And realized we're going to need a Dark type, and Moreau is currently our only Dark type available, and also a member of the team who we've been using for a while, so I figured that was a good option for us to go on, and so Moreau is back on the team. The team as it's sitting right now is probably more or less what we're going to be looking to bring into the Elite Four, but we've got a lot of plot and stuff ahead of us, so whether or not these Pokemon will all be alive at the time, by the time we go through the Elite Four, will be up for debate. But we have gone, and if you guys will remember, at the end of the last episode, we heard tell that Team Plasma was over on Route 22 or something like that. We came out of the gym, and Hugh came running back up, and the gym leader was like, well, do what you gotta do, I guess. And so here we are on Route 22, and we are about to get engaged by somebody as we sit here looking at the third and final Three Musketeer Pokemon guy. And so let's jump right into it, shall we? Here we go. The one radiating such a tremendous presence before you is none other than Terracoin? I don't know. And I think I'd been making Colress a robot, but I don't remember anymore. But here we go, Colress. It's been a long time. Terracoin is one of the 3 Pokemon who protected Pokemon from the flames of human conflict. It seems likely that Terracoin has picked up the scent of danger that emanates from Team Plasma. It's probably seeking a Pokemon trainer who has the strength to stand up to them. I mean, more than likely, if it's been around as long as you're claiming, it probably has no interest in a Pokemon trainer. But what it hopefully has interest in is, do you plan to confront Team Plasma? Yes. See, if that's the case, you must have the power to protect your Pokemon. Being protected by Pokemon alone doesn't make you a trainer. It's because trainers are strong, because they care about their Pokemon, that these Pokemon can also be strong. Here, this is from me. It gives us a little doodad. Obtain the Colress machine. Put the Colress machine in the kiosk case. Alright. This is a portable device that energizes Pokemon. It doesn't work on battling Pokemon, but you may find it useful for something. Well then, I wish you and your Pokemon a safe journey. Now that I think about it, in the seaside cave on Route 21, I saw something that reminded me of when we met on Route 4. Looking at you, kid. Alright, so we got a little whatever from Colress, and we are now going to go ahead and battle Terracoin. I hope that, instead of seeking a very strong trainer, it is instead seeking a long vacation in the box as egg fodder. Alright. So this thing is what? A fighting rock? I don't know what level it's gonna be. Let's put Marvel up front. We'll see how that goes. Alright. So let's catch Terracoin. Ooh. That was a fun transition. Alright. I'm on board. Now, what are you? You are level 45. I believe the others were level 45 as well. I did also previously catch a Pokemon here on Route 22. Alright, so level 45. Confuse ready to start. Retaliate? I've not done anything yet. Yeah, Marvel takes that like it's nobody's business. I did catch another Pokemon on Route 22. As we've been doing, I've kind of been counting the 3 Musketeer Overworld Legendaries as kind of their own separate encounters. So we do have another catch already in the box, waiting to be turned into eggs. We may do that on our way. We may wait and do that at the end of the episode, because we'll probably have a couple of eggs in addition to this one and the previous one coming up. Let's see. It is confused. Let's go ahead. Beautiful. Hates itself. Let's see what Dragon Breath does for us. I'm hesitant to use... that should be fine. This looks like it's going to be able to heal itself, right? So, we'll do this. And I actually don't want to do too much damage, because I did confuse it, which was probably stupid. Alright, Rock Slide coming our way. We do have to be careful. We're not that much higher level than this thing, and it is a legendary. fact, with the damage we're doing while it's confused, that might be where we want to start lobbing Ultra Balls. So let's do that. And I will bring you guys back when this thing finally decides to stay in a ball. Hey, there we go. Got your Terracoin, was caught. Eventually the confusion wore out, and I was able to get another Dragon Breath up, getting it down to the red. Still a lot of going back and forth with healing Marvel, because Sacred Swords, even with as much of bulk as Marvel's got, a lot of healing there. So we ran through some Hyper Potions. We'll have to stock back up on that stuff at some point, but we do have exciting new egg fodder, which is very nice. Give a nickname? No, because you are going in a box. Alright, so let us head back to doing a battle with this lady. We don't have other things to do today. No siree. We've actually got a lot of plot going on. So now that we've talked to Colress, we didn't really even have to dash Terracoin, but I figured, why not? Let's see. This is a Vanillite. A little bit of salt in the wounds there. Our own shiny Vanillix is dead. Let's bring in Jaeger. Make quick work of this thing. But yeah, so today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what we all have now seen in the last couple weeks, which is the Nintendo Direct and then the E3 presentation of Pokemon Sword and Shield, the upcoming Gen 8 games for the Nintendo Switch. Pretty excited about it. I know a lot of people are a little bit about to send down Buffalo. Yeah, we'll leave Jaeger in for that. I know a lot of people are a little bit turned off by the fact that that the National Dex is not going to be making an appearance in these games, which means we will not be able to transfer in any Pokemon from previous generations that do not make their way into the Galar Pokedex, which there looks to be already a fair number of Pokemon that are going to be in that Galar Dex. I think probably we're blowing it a little bit out of proportion, although I did go and read another article from Masuda where he mentioned that basically they determined a while ago that they were not going to be able to keep up with maintaining or managing or maintaining or whatever the lingo it was they were using every Pokemon going forward. At a certain point they decided, okay, there's way too many Pokemon for us to continue to manage and maintain all of these forever. And so they kind of decided that that's going to be a long-term strategy, that basically going forward the National Dex sort of deal, being able to transfer in any Pokemon even if they're not included in that game, is not going to be a thing pretty much ever again. And that they just decided, coming to the Pokemon or the Nintendo Switch, that probably this was the best time to kind of make that transition, which I think is a little weird, because what is the point of the Pokemon Home device? Like, I understand it's like replacing the Pokemon Bank and like all the Pokemon games you can be able to fold to. I get that, but like, it seems a little weird to make a big deal about this new Pokemon Home service when in reality the intention going forward is that like none of these Pokemon are ever going to be a thing. Like, because now, okay, so Gen 9 rolls out, and if I'm to believe what Masuda said, you know, they just pretty much decided, all right, we're not going to be able to maintain all of these Pokemon forever. Buy some Hyper Potions before we head into plot here. If basically what he said is true, and, you know, we're not going to be able to maintain these forever, so we're just deciding now is a good time to cut off. Let's just buy 24 of these. Now is a good time to cut this off. So then, like, okay, so I transfer in my, you know, my Score Bunny from, you know, Gen 8. But like, okay, so I can, but like, it's not like Score Bunny's gonna be in the Dex for the next generation's games. Most starters don't make that transition. It's basically only ever been like the Kanto people who show back up. So then what's the point? I don't know. It just seems weird. And like, I'm not super angry about it, because generally speaking, when a new gen comes out, I like to use that new gen's Pokemon. And I'm not super interested in using a bunch of old Pokemon anyway. But I do know that like that's gonna really mess up the competitive scene. Like if say, I need to throw some repels up. Although, this is a new route? Crap, where are we? I think this might be a new route. I was talking. We're gonna run. If it is, we'll just catch another Pokemon. honestly. Because it doesn't really, for egg fodder purposes, it really doesn't matter. So, where's the map to say we are? Town map. Use. So this is Humulao City. I don't honestly know if we've caught something in Humulao City or not. Because we've been to Humulao City for a little while now. That was pointless. And I may have actually even done some grinding. I may have battled this lady already. Yeah, done some grinding. So I either caught a Pokemon for this already, or it's gonna be forfeited anyhow. Let's throw up some repels because we need to get south, and I'd rather not be getting attacked by everyone. But yeah, so I know that, like, if that's the new strategy, that's a little bit of a disappointing strategy. For one, and realistically, they've been working on this game for more than 2 years, probably. So, like, the whole hey, we just don't have the time to do it, you know, argument is probably, you know, kind of BS too. So I mean, they just decided, man, it's a lot of work keeping up with, you know, 900 Pokemon for eternity. And soon there'll be 1,000 Pokemon. I mean, there's just only ever going to be more Pokemon. So I don't know. I'm mixed on it because, like, I don't like the precedent that sets necessarily. And it kind of makes, you know, like, you know, things like this series especially difficult. Which, you know, whatever. I would imagine that once people hack the Nintendo Switch, probably they'll be able to put all the Pokemon in there anyway. So maybe we emulate. But I think this is a battle, right? Ooh. Let's bring Tierkreis in. I was just gonna say, now that we've got Moreau on the team to help us with our lack of a dark type, because we've got. So the Elite Four in this region there's a Psychic Trainer, there's a Ghost Trainer, there's a Dark type Trainer, and there's a Fighting Trainer. So, like, 2 of the 4 Elite Four members are weak to Dark, and it's like, well, we probably should have a Dark type then. But not having Tarful on a team, we kind of got a water weakness a little bit. But Tierkreis does have Thunderbolt, so that'll be useful enough. In fact, let's switch her back up, because probably we're gonna have a fair number of water trainers that we're gonna have to be dealing with. All right. Whoa, did I not put a repel up? What is this? Probably a level 50 plus Pokemon. No, level 41. Did I not put a repel up? I thought that I did. I don't know. Do I have to battle this guy too? Yikes! We got a lot of stuff we got to accomplish today, folks. We do not have time for all these battles. I did not realize there was going to be this much in between us and the cave we need to get to. Alright, let's see. Crystal, not a great matchup. Let's see, who would prefer? Marvel, who I just switched out, would prefer. Let's do that. It feels like the game's running really slowly today. I don't know if it's because I was doing my grinding and stuff on, you know, pressing down the speed up button or whatever, but, like, it feels like it's dragging. It doesn't help that I'm trying to get to plot here. Guys, help. All right, Crystal should be down, although it might got sturdy. Yeah, it's got sturdy. That's all right. We'll do a quick, uh-oh, Shell Smash. Crystal with the late game sweep. Hopefully not. That'd be bad. This is a Nuzlocke after all, and that would be most unhelpful. Would really shake up our Elite Four team then. I'll tell you what. Alright, Crystal goes down. I don't know, does this guy have more than one Pokemon? There's a karate guy with a rock crab. So that's fun, I guess. Alright. I'm actually going to speed up here because we just have a lot of plot to get through today. And there's a lot of stuff between us and plot, apparently. So I'm going to go ahead, and I will see you guys back once we're at something a little more relevant. I will see you then. Alrighty, so we made it through the cave. Giant seaside cave we had to get through, and we are now here. There's a Crystal, and this is the whole reason that Tortoise gave us this machine. This thing is blocking us just like it was when he met us on Route 4. Oh, callbacks. And so now we get to fight the thing. Let's see, Tier Crisis up front. That's not really who I probably want fighting a Crystal. We did catch a Pokemon here in the cave, so we will have a couple of eggs to hatch at the very least. Well, we've already got 2, so 3. So we'll have some eggs to hatch. Probably fit that in sometime in this episode. We'll see how it goes. The next couple of episodes might get on the long side, just because stuff's got to get done, and I don't want to drag things out too much. The way I've kind of planned it out, because I looked ahead just because like I am flying completely blind at this point. There's like 3 episodes of plasma content coming up before we go to the Victory Road and stuff. So we've got the 6th badge, but it's gonna be a little bit while before we make any use of it. But yeah, so this episode, next episode, and then the episode after that, we've got plasma content. It kind of breaks up into 3 nice little chunks, and so gonna try and fit those little chunks into, well, big chunks into, it broke, yeah, the sole reason we got the thing. Gonna break those chunks into their respective episodes. So, we made our way through the cave, we found the plasma frigate. Hugh is gonna show back up, which is gonna lead us to our comment question of the day. I don't know if I haven't asked this yet before, but what is your least favorite rival? Hold up! A heavy gangplank fell with a solid thud. Hey, it's Marlin. Oh, because it's like a fish. Oh, hey, this should do it. I thought you weren't going to fight Team Plasma. Hey, friends, Team Plasma's not bothering me. They could be up to no good for reals, and it's not my style to go around deciding Team Plasma's bad without thinking about it. Now, how did they let this guy become a gym leader in this region? Oh, I mean, this is the only actual region where the gym leaders have actually been useful in these kinds of things. They all showed up at the end of the last game, Black and White, to, like, crack down. So, like, how did then they let this punk, who's like, nah, I'll just let him be? How did they let him join the team? It feels like the gym leaders in this region actually care. You should probably be on board. Alright, so, but anyway, yeah, what is your least favorite rival? This is, obviously, Hugh's here. We're going to be doing some battling with Hugh and stuff today, but also, as we were talking about before the break, we got a first look at the new rival, Hop, in the next generation of games, and Sword and Shield. Hop's big brother is the champion of the region, which is kind of a nice twist. I guess in Ultra or Sun and Moon, Hao's grandfather was kind of like the kahuna, so you kind of had a similar dynamic there where they were trying to live up to one of their relatives. But having their older brother be the champion is a nice little twist. But I don't know. It looks like once again Hop's probably going to be kind of a friendly rival, which I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of. But I've never been like, it's never bothered me that much. But yeah, so let me know what your least favorite rival is. Maybe you guys hate the friendly rivals. I know for me, probably my least favorite's looking at the list. It's hard for some of these nicer rivals because like you feel bad crushing their dreams. Like I felt really bad crushing Hao's dreams all the time. But like probably like Wally is one of them because like he was technically a rival, but you really battled Brendan or May more frequently than you would have battled Wally. Like I think you only actually battle Wally twice, and that's like when he first gets his Pokemon and you meet him in Verdant Town or wherever it is, and then like the Victory Road. So he's kind of just lackluster, disappointing. He probably didn't even really need to be there. That slot could have been taken up by May and nobody would have even noticed. All right, Watchog. All right, we are battling somebody. I was busy looking other places. So maybe Wally. Bianca, because she was always just so weak. Again, it was one of those feel bad for sort of deals. Passing those batons. All right. But then really, probably my least favorites had to be from X and Y. Because, like, you just had so many rivals that... Oh, that is not what I meant to do. I am screwing this up. Not very effective. Weak armor. There's defense fell. But his speed rose. Amnesias. Oh man, I am busy talking about questions of the day, and I am looking over at the wiki where I've got the list of the rivals, and I am not paying attention to what's happening on screen. Alright, let's switch Schnoz in. Schnauz's got a ground move, will be immune to any poison type stab shenanigans that Garbodor could be pulling out. Sludge Bomb, booyah! Alright, beautiful. Let's use Earth Power. I don't know, the X and Y ones were really annoying. And like, they weren't really, like, you got to battle a lot. I mean, I enjoyed having a variety of like recurring characters. X and Y kind of took that to the extreme because you had 4 friends / rivals, and then you had the assistant twins that you were always running into and stuff. So X and Y really took that to the extreme. But yeah, they just, I don't know. If I had to pick one, Wally, because he was just ineffective and just, he wasn't offensive or anything, but he was just completely ineffective. Bianca, she was just so bad, and I just felt bad for like continuing to drive that home. Like, how was at least a decent trainer? It was like, all right, I feel like I'm beating this guy in an honest fight, but Bianca was just so bad. And then I don't know, I can't even like whittle it down to like one, because like the X and Y, like I think if you combined all 4 of the X and Y rivals, they might have like equated to like one decent one. Or I mean, Serena was all right, but I guess then you got Shauna, Tierno, and Trevor, and they're like combined, they're barely like one person. Shauna's just like, I'm cute, and Trevor's like, or Tierno's like, I dance, and Trevor's like, I'm gonna do the Pokedex. And like, you could have a cute dancing person who wants to complete the Pokedex, and then you'd be all set. All right, switch Pokemon. Let's get Jaeger back on the field. Jaeger is getting way over leveled, so probably that would be what I would go with. I actually really liked the rivals from Sun and Moon, because you had Hal, who was kind of a nice guy, and he was a decent battler. But then you also had Gladian, who was he was kind of the jerk, which I know a lot of people have missed having the jerk, because you want to feel good about beating him, right? And I mean you got the evil team and stuff for that, but Trace was pretty vanilla in Let's Go too, but I can't really, he was completely inoffensive. He was just Gary Jr. So, but nice. Gary Jr. but nice. So I don't know. But those are probably mine. Let me know in the comments down below what your guys' least favorite rival is. I think Hop will be probably more vanilla, berry type stuff. I don't think he'll be too offensive or anything. But I know a lot of people like really want to get like negative feelings built up to their rival, so I could see why people would be disappointed looking out for that. But there's a lot of undisappointing stuff that's coming out from this upcoming gen too. Let's go ahead. I stocked up on Hyper Potions. Where did I put those? So many rare candies, I have to remember to turn that code off at some point. Here we go. I guess we don't really need Hyper, but we'll go ahead and just do it. What's better than overkill? But I'm actually pretty excited. I know like the National Dex thing is disappointing, and I'm not super thrilled about what that trend might mean. This is the place. Okay, I'm going. All right, let's do it. I'm not super thrilled about what that trend's going to mean going forward. Who are you? Just to let you know, you're about to feel my rage. All right, double battle with Hugh. But so far, I'm kind of a fan of every Pokemon that they've revealed. Like the Impidimp, the dark fairy type. That typing is really interesting. I love unique typings, even if like that typing doesn't necessarily help the Pokemon a ton. Like there's a lot of typings that they haven't used. It's just like, well, that just would be completely pointless. Wouldn't add anything, or would be completely detrimental to the Pokemon to actually have that typing on it. But I'm still kind of on board for those kinds of things. And he's kind of the somebody made this comparison in the Discord, but Impidimp he's kind of that so ugly he's cute sort of thing, almost like Apom. He's got a similar body type to Apom. He's got the big ugly head on like the skinny legs and skinny arms sort of deal. It's a very Apom-ish looking style. Not like completely, but kind of that same kind of general design aesthetic there. And so I don't know. He's probably the ugliest Pokemon that they've revealed, but I don't hate it still. So I'm kind of on board. But then like Yamper was one of the newest ones we learned about. Dreadnought. I'm disappointed that Dreadnought, which is the new turtle Pokemon, is again another water rock type. Like we only have 5 Pokemon families, or turtle families. We only have 5, and we already have 2 of them that are water type, and one of them is already water rock. So why we needed another water rock turtle Pokemon, I don't understand. But he's pretty cool looking, and we'll see where that goes. My guess is that the thing's not going to evolve. It's got kind of a, well, and realistic to think about it. a lot of the turtle Pokemon haven't evolved. We've had Torkoal and we've had Turtonator. Again, 2 fire-type Pokemon of the 5 that we've got. But I could see this thing being a single stage. If it does evolve, that would be kind of cool. Maybe it'll get a different typing on evolution. Maybe it'll become Rock Steel or something. I don't know. From the description they gave in the Direct, it sounded like it was going to be like, oh yeah, Steel type or something. But then it ended up being another Water Rock, which is just kind of crazy. But, okay, so this thing picked up the Dark type, so we probably want to get Christ out of here. But yeah, so like Wooloo and Corviknight and Dreadnought, like every Pokemon that they've shown me from the new generation, I'm on board with. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not super, like, I'm not so upset about the National Dex thing, because like my goal going into these new games is pretty much always to use the new Pokemon. And we've gotten so few new Pokemon in the last couple of generations that, like, that's difficult enough as it is. So I really don't want them overloading the games with, you know, old Pokemon where I'm going to have to, like, sift and dig for find the needle in the haystack to even get a Pokemon that's relatively new. But even with just the Pokemon they've revealed so far, I could build a team and be very happy with just those Pokemon. Like, I don't even need any other new Pokemon in the game for this first run through, because I would be pretty happy with just using those guys. Now, obviously, I hope there's, you know, 90 more Pokemon that they haven't revealed. I would love, especially if they're going to be limiting the decks, to like, all right, well, you better give me, you know, you better make that worthwhile, because if you're only going to add 50 new Pokemon each gen, then, you know, you better just be able to keep up with 50 new Pokemon. Like, so, yeah. All right, so looks like T-Plasma's member saying, oh, I got it, we should press the switches to activate the barriers. Let's split up and look for them. All right, so we have to go explore the ship. All right, so, great. Item, fantastic, what do we got? A revive. That is not useful for me. All right, so we went in there. Let's go down. Oh, yeah, and under the deck. Again? So many people to fight. Wait. No need to be suspicious. This uniform is just disguise. I'm XT-Plat. Ooh. What I am now is a spy to guard against anything bad they might cook up. Must be a hard job keeping an eye out on your former allies. Say, you don't know anything about a Purloin stolen in Espirito, do you? Sorry, I don't know anything about that. That's what I figured. I wouldn't expect someone from a group bent on world domination to be all that quick on the uptake. I mean, they've stolen so many Pokemon that why would... a random grunt's not going to know about one stupid little Purloin they stole. Alright. We got to find some switches, so let's do that. Repel's effect wore off. Oh no! Don't waste. Waste not, want not. Warning, warning, intruders in the vessel. Everyone please respond. Alright. Huh. Why didn't that lady battle me? Using these teleports, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be. Nobody uses the beds in this room. You think about the lane? Take a look. Oh, hey. Wow, this guy's... Are a lot of the people in here former spies or whatever? How come that guy not only did not battle me, he was just downright useful. Magmarizer. We do not have a Magmar to be using that on, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. We've got Habanero, which is a totally sufficient Pokemon. I've grown to, we've been discussing the last couple of weeks. There's been a polls and stuff going on Reddit, and there's been a lot of discussion about it in the Discord. About they put out a poll like with every Pokemon, and everybody voted for who their favorite Pokemon was. And so there's been a lot of data rolling out in the last week or so on all that. Just like, okay, who loves what Pokemon, which Pokemon are not as loved? Because there was like almost 53,000 votes or whatever, so it's not a terribly small pool. I mean, obviously not a full sample size, but pretty decent sample there. So it was pretty interesting to see how those rolling in. So we were talking about we had a specific discussion rolling out because I was kind of rolling through the data and wanted to see specifically like starter Pokemon. I was like, okay, which starter Pokemon are getting the most love or the least love? Like, which is the... And so there was some things that were rolling out for that. It was pretty interesting. But we started talking about I think Typhlosion was in like the top 15 or something. Like I think number 13, 13th most popular Pokemon was Typhlosion. And Codeman's not a big fan of Cyndaquil line either. So they were like, I was surprised to see that. And I said, I'm not surprised, because one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of the Cyndaquil line is because I think they're a fine enough line. They're, you know, whatever, they're fine. But they're so hyped. They're just like, I'm like, they're okay, but let's not get carried away, sort of thing. But I gotta tell you, Habanero, especially Shiny Typhlosion, is a really pretty Pokemon. I have enjoyed getting to use that Pokemon throughout the course of this. Some of these Pokemon, like Schnoz, I'm gaining an affinity for Schnoz, but he's still not like a great Pokemon. but Typhlosion is definitively a pretty decent Pokemon. Not, you know, top 13 necessarily, probably, but it's good enough. All right, switch Pokemon. Bring Jaeger back in. So yeah, a lot of stuff with. I unfortunately, I was supposed to be recording a ton of stuff in last week, because my wife was gonna be out of town, and as you guys know, summer is a difficult time for me when it comes to content creation in the first place, because my wife is a teacher, and so she is pretty much home all the time, and especially this summer. Normally she's got like a summer job helping out at the at our local horse farm, or not horse farm, but horse barn, where she gives lessons and stuff like that generally throughout the year. Normally they've got like summer camps, but nowadays they've got it set up where we found one. Boom, one down. So normally I can count on, like, usually I can still have my lunch, because oh wow. A lot of people to battle. Normally I can still have my lunch, because she'll be gone, you know, from like 8 a.m. to like 1 or whatever, doing that. So I can still get some stuff recorded, but the lady who owns the barn has 2 daughters who are like college. They've grown up. They're like graduated college age now. So she has them run the camp as opposed to paying my wife to do it. Which, I mean, that makes sense. That's probably a good way for her to go about doing that. But it means that my wife is kind of home a little bit more, and obviously she's getting out and doing things. But I don't have quite the reliable spans of time, even limited wise, that I would normally have. So like right now, it's after work, and my wife had a lesson later this afternoon. But even as this episode is going along, she may be showing up at some point here to this episode, because it's just kind of, she was already out at the barn a little earlier today while I was working, and so I couldn't do anything about that. And so I think probably she'll be back before too long, probably potentially in the next 10 minutes, maybe not quite that long. Well, no, I may have plenty of time, because I think her first lesson was at 4:30, and her second lesson started at 5:30, so probably I'll be all right. But yeah, so the purpose of all this is summer is really difficult for me to get stuff recorded, and so she was gone all of last week, and I was supposed to get a bunch of stuff recorded then, for both Little League and for Little League and for rJgsTZ, but unfortunately I was busy. There was a bunch of stuff I was getting done around the house. Work was busy, and then I got Mara wanted me to join her on. She wanted me to download the Xbox app or whatever and get on their Game Pass, or she wanted me to stream Sea of Thieves with her. And so I got that all set up and everything. But then Sea of Thieves ended up being fun, and Kays and Jay and some of my other friends were also had the game or had previously gotten the game or whichever. I think Kays like independently started downloading it as I was doing it. Like, we just both were installing it at the same time, just randomly. So it's like, okay, great. And so I ended up playing, well, one, I was streaming a new game myself. I was streaming Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic several nights last week. And so when I'm streaming, obviously I'm using up free time that I would normally have for recording. I need to get Tierkreis off the front of this team. He's, one, gaining too much experience, and two, let's see what and just seeing too much Tierkreis. Don't want her to get too overleveled. Not that I'm too worried about overleveling at this point, but I also want to give other people a shot. Sneasel, switch Pokemon. Speaking of Habanera, get her out. But yeah, so I was streaming a new game of my own, and then Mara wanted me to play this game with her, so I got that installed. It ended up being fun, so I ended up playing late into the night, a couple of nights. I think Thursday and Friday night, I spent basically all night, both nights, playing Sea of Thieves with my friends. And it's like, I was supposed to mow the lawn on Friday, and stuff. Like, there was a lot of other things I should have been doing. Even just, like, real-life stuff that wasn't doing video games. So, yeah, I dropped the ball. So, going to be trying to squeeze things in as I'm able. Unfortunately, there's probably going to be interruptions in both series this summer, and I'm going to try and keep them up as consistently as I can, because obviously I don't want to take the whole summer off, and I want to get these series done. I want to get Rotten Egglock and Little League both done, because we've been doing them both for quite a long time. Because there's already been a hiatus in Rotten Egglock, and then the Little League was just that series is 2 years overdue already. So all right, one more switch and then we're good to go. So yeah, I dropped the ball there. So yeah, just FYI, there's already been a couple of weeks break in between these anyhow. It's gonna be a little sporadic going forward, especially because like we've got like 2 weeks, and then my wife and I are leaving for vacation, so there's gonna be no time to record then because I will be gone. And so yeah, I'm gonna do my best. If at the very least, crap, Tier Crisis is still up front. This is not a good day for me paying attention, and it's not even like midnight this time. Last couple episodes I recorded very late at night, but this time I'm just rambling. Although I'm a little sick. I'm not super medicated right now, but you guys probably hear my voice. I haven't been coughing as much as I thought I would be though, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, look how beautiful shiny Typhlosion is. That's a nice one. All right, so we'll finish this off. At the very least, what I might try to do is like you'll have an episode a week minimum. So like this will be, you guys will be watching this one this week, and then maybe next week I'll be able to get a Little League done, and then we'll kind of rotate from there. If it, at minimum, I will hopefully try to be able to keep up a little bit better than that, but worst case scenario, hopefully I can get an episode a week up for you guys. Unfortunately, those Little League episodes just take forever to edit, and I was hoping to have my act together and record like all of Little League last week, or the week before, whenever this episode ends up going out. I don't know, but no, this is Javier could take care of all this. I was hoping to get them all recorded so that I could edit in my limited free time, but that did not happen. I'm sorry, guys. I'm your your least favorite rival. All right, here we go. Have we battled every single person on this ship yet? Holy cow. Let's, I just need to find a button. All I'm looking for is one stupid button. Let me in! Let me in! We can sleep again. Might as well every time we end up in this room. Heal up just to be safe. It is a Nuzlocke after all. Alright, I'm gonna bring you guys back when we have found the new button. Alright, we found the final switch, which means we can now head on out and finish off the plot for today. Oh, we got one more grunt battle apparently before now and then. These episodes are going to be long, and I do apologize, but I think you guys will understand my desire to get through these games as, and just content-wise, it doesn't make sense. Like, you don't want me to do 6 episodes of getting through this. Schnoz, great. I finally switched somebody around, and it's my rock steel type up against a fighter. Let's fix that. Let's bring Habanero. As you guys saw, and I mentioned earlier, Moreau is on the team. Not really using Moreau at the moment. It's not actually a very good Pokemon. Its only really saving grace at this point is that it's a dark type, and we do not have another one. It's not a very offensive Pokemon. It's a good defensive Pokemon. It'll be nice to have bulk. We've got some pretty decent bulk on the team, obviously, already, but more bulk isn't going to hurt. And in like 2 levels, it's going to be evolving into Mandibuzz, which will be more helpful. Obviously not going to make it a great Pokemon, but it will make it a little more useful for us going forward. And then you might be seeing Moreau getting used a little bit more frequently. hopefully then its stats will be sufficient enough to do something. But for now, I've got the experience share slapped on it, and hopefully in the next episode or so, that thing will be evolving. Hopefully in the next episode or so, because we've got the Victory Road coming up in 2 episodes after this one. So, all right. Back up. Actually, ooh, let's, because I think we've got a, boss battle here. Going to wrap up our episode. So let's go ahead and heal. And in fact, Schnoz is not the right Pokemon to be leading with, I can't imagine. Let's put Habanera up front. Habanera's got a little bit more utility and can use the experience just as well. Alright, heading on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie. Alright, yes, Zinzalin is here. Zinzalin, you're an impressive trainer to have made it this far. Since you went to such trouble to come here, I'll show you something. This is the legendary Pokemon of Ice. Its name is Kyurem. He's very excited about it. Kyurem. The ice missiles we fired into Opalus City were created with Kyurem's power and Team Plasma's technology. Well, you could become a threat to Team Plasma, so we will eliminate you here. Man, I've been a threat to Team Plasma for a while. This will be like the 3rd time that I've kicked your butt. So thanks for removing the barrier. That was a big help. Humph, we'll simply eliminate both of you. Alright, bro, let's do it. Is this 2 single battles, or are we fighting together, or what are we looking at? Fighting together. Oh, right. Double battles for the win. Double battles are nice. Okay, Krogno. Good, 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 good. Because half the Pokemon on the field won't be mine. On my side of the field, at least. They can kill Hugh's Pokemon, and I do not have to worry about it. Alright. Habanera should be able to melt this Cryogonal without too much trouble here, so let's jump in on that. And hopefully Samurott can take out the Leopard. Oh, baby! Beautiful. I will take it. I will take it. But yeah, so, jump on my Discord if you guys have not done so already. I would love to discuss Gen 8 with you guys. I know we've been doing a lot of that in there already, and so I would love to continue that with you guys if you've not been a part of that already, or if you have been and you have more you want to talk about, let's do it. Let me know in the comments down below what your least favorite rival is, and since this is a Rotten Nuzlocke and we're dealing with all the things we hate, if you'd like to tell me what your least favorite aspect of the upcoming generation thus far is, I'd be interested in hearing that as well. Not the biggest fan of Dynamaxing myself, and I guess in the same article that they were talking about how the national dex this is kind of like starting a trend. We knew we'd never be able to keep up with all the Pokemon going forward. Mega Evolution has been one of those mechanics that's made it into future generations where most of those kind of mechanics generally don't. It sounds like Let's Go may have been our last instance of seeing Mega Evolution at play. It sounds like their goal is, or their intention is to not carry that through going forward, which I'd not really heard before because they brought it into Let's Go and everything. So I kind of figured that was going to continue to be a thing that we were going to be seeing, but it sounds like their plan at this point is to not bring Mega Evolution coming forward, which I'm not sure I'm a hugest fan of. Mega Evolution, I wasn't the biggest fan of it when it was first introduced. But I feel like it's one of those things that's definitely grown on me. And so I'm a little disappointed to see that go. But I don't know. The Dynamaxing thing I'm not the biggest fan of either. So there's definitely downsides to this generation. I think overall it's going to be an enjoyable experience. For me, mostly I'm interested in seeing cool new Pokemon. That is pretty much all I ever want going into a new generation. And so as long as they continue on with the trends that they've been showing so far, where they have been showing nothing but cool new Pokemon to me, I'm gonna be happy. But some of the steps they're taking are a little bit disappointing. I would hope that going on into the Switch, Pokemon would become bigger and better. And it seems like, you know, Dynamaxing aside, where they're literally getting bigger, it seems like we're almost taking the opposite tact, where like the graphics haven't really improved much. The world looks a little bit bigger, a little more interesting. We'll see once we actually get into it if that's truly the way we're going with it. But it almost seems like we're losing more than we're gaining with the transition, which seems a little odd. You got the more processing power, put all 900 Pokemon in the overworld walking around. I don't care. You can do it now, sort of thing. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I think for the most part, it'll be interesting. Hopefully it's less hand-holdy than the last couple generations have been. That'll be the real downside, the real killer to it. Can you understand? There are other Purloin. Why are you so fixated on this one? You're preaching to the choir. There's this one. That's the only Purloin in the world that my late grandpa caught for my little... Okay, so now the late grandpa's catching the... Have we heard about that before? This Purloin seems to be far more interesting than any Purloin in the history of anything. With this ship, this time we will conquer Unova. It looks like Kyurem is fully recovered. We'll put the DNA splicers to good use. I'll let you take care of them, Shadow Triad. Don't mess with me. You were the one who lost. Yeah, we kind of won that battle. What's going on there? All right, apparently we're getting evicted from the ship. Hello. It's flying. Kind of reminds me of the first Avengers movie. Going into the first Avengers movie, like I knew some, like I wasn't, like we were a comic literate family, but like I wasn't like the biggest comic fan necessarily. I mostly, like if I was reading comics, it was mostly Ninja Turtle stuff. So when I went into the first Avengers, I basically described it as Marvel's Justice League, which look how far we've come since that time. But I didn't know, like I wasn't reading Marvel comics, so I didn't know about the like helicarriers. So, like, when they got on it, like, I legitimately thought it was, like, a submarine, and then when it started flying, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So that kind of just reminded me of that. I was so young and naive. Sorry, I'm late. I suspect that they're flying towards the giant chasm. Giant chasm, that's deep in Route 22, right? Okay, I'm going. Tort, you come too. Pokemon. Karen, was it? Its cry sounded lonely somehow. Alright, that feels like more insight than you probably reasonably would have, but alright. Kyurem, Team is using Kyurem's power for evil? Speed it up, Sharon. We got stuff to do. Then how should we stop him, Plasma? Kyurem is like Drayden says, legendary Pokemon. The only ones who could stand up to it are Zekrom or Reshiram. But neither of them is here right now. Where are the ones the legendary Pokemon recognize as heroes anyway? I guess I just have to find one of them. Alrighty guys, that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for sticking out for such a long episode. And we had a lot of information to cover because, again, it's been a while since I recorded one of these, so I apologize for that. That was kind of the whole point of me talking about me being terrible at recording stuff was, hey, we got so much. We got the direct stuff and the survey and all that kind of stuff to talk about. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure to let me know who your least favorite rival is in the comments down below. Is it Sharon, this guy sitting on the page right now, or is it somebody else? Let me know. I am interested to hear your guys' feedback. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Have a good one.